Shut up, fool!
Can't help but smile like a little bitch.
Hey, man! This makes sense!
Hey, man! I think I got the only clip of that on the internet. I really do. Because that was an apologetics conference live. It's now off. And I haven't seen that clip anywhere else. Hey, man, this makes sense. So Frank Turk, if you need it for your own purposes, feel free to take it from my channel. Okay, so last Thursday, I didn't really talk to theists. Yeah, some theists came on, but we didn't talk about theism, really. So, oh, hang on. I'm trying to get Taylor Swift tickets. Yes! Got the tickets. How much did I pay? I have people who buy tickets for me. Okay. Whoa. $1,087.56 for 4 tickets. $209, and then with fees, it's $252. I wonder what kind of seats I got for that. Okay, I better pay this person so I can keep my employees happy. Hang on, I apologize, but Taylor Swift is important to me. She brings me hope, meaning, and purpose. 4 tickets. Okay. $251.56. Well, hang on. I'm getting another text. What? Ticket price $209 each. Fees your half $125. See, my daughter loves Taylor Swift, so I said, I'll go with you, but then she wanted to go with friends. I don't want to be with my dad at Taylor Swift concerts, because I'll probably just sit there and laugh, right? I'll laugh the whole time. So I apologize for this, but this is important to me. Like when I owe people money, I like to pay them immediately. Immediately. Okay. So let me get my calculator out and Venmo this person. $251 and 56 cents times 2. $503.12. Gotta confirm that. I wonder what kind of seats. Oh, hang on. So this is in Glendale? Is that right? Yeah, Glendale, Arizona. I wonder how bad these seats are, because my guess is, like, I was willing to go $500 a seat. So my guess is these are terrible seats. So I owe 503.12 question mark. So like I know I said not to talk about politics, But the very sensitive people in society who cry a lot, and they write good music and make great plays and musicals. So I still value you guys. I mean, this is what makes life interesting. People in pain tend to write good songs. Although, Taylor Swift, has she really been in pain? Like, really? Come on. With those new shoes? Okay, as soon as I get confirmation that's what I owe, then I will Venmo. If you're going to be in Glendale, stop by and say hi. Well, my guess is we're going to have to drive 2 hours there and then see the concert and then be dead tired and then drive 2 hours back. So, not sure if that will work. But what was I saying before the Taylor Swift thing? Yeah, okay. No politics because last Thursday was mostly politics, and so kind of ruined Theist Thursday, so I thought I would make it up. So this time, just theism, call in, and I made a new channel called PineCreek Politics, formerly PineCreek Poker. And I'll give you the link to that if you're interested. And so maybe after this live stream, if nobody calls in, if no theist cares, then I'll go live, but on a separate channel. And then so those people who don't care about politics or rather not be offended by me don't have to. So this channel here is to hurt the feelings of theists, and then the PineCreek Politics channel is to hurt the feelings of Democrats. And Republicans. Come on, relax. Okay, so this is the link for the new channel. Again, I'm just saying this, so if you want to talk politics, you can do it there when I go live. If Taylor Swift and Adele dated, then broke up, imagine the music. Oh, Jeff, you're right. My mic is peaking too loud. Okay. I'll turn it down. Don't worry, it will change once I start up the whereby. And speaking of which, the whereby link, you guys should have it memorized by now, is right here. So you got the PineCreek Politics link, and this is the whereby link. $543.78. Okay, that's what I owe for the tickets. 543. So the room's open, and so you can call in as I pay Taylor Swift millions of dollars for her wonderful music. But yeah, last Thursday was interesting. It's really, I probably lost not even 100 subs. So the most sensitive of you, I think there was 80, just couldn't handle it and left, which is fine. And but it's interesting. Some people still think I'm doing this for money. Like, the money doesn't hurt. Oh, hang on, I'm getting another text. Okay, confirmed. Okay, I like to pay my debts. I'm like the Lannisters. Have you seen that show, Game of Thrones? The Lannisters always pay their debts. Well, hang on, I gotta make sure I'm sending the money to the right place. That's the thing I don't like Venmo. Like, what happens if you make a mistake and send some random stranger $500? Will you ever get it back? Okay. Almost said something I shouldn't have. There we go. The new channel of antagonism. Yes. Well, no. Well, yeah, different type of antagonism. But what was I saying? Yeah, Thursday was it was interesting, and it's interesting how people try to hurt me too. Oh, Doug, you're so much different when you're talking about politics compared. I bet you anything, and I'm not, sure I'm biased, but you take videos of me being upset with theists or being a little bit cranky with theists or being very nice with theists. You can find videos of me acting the exact same way. Okay, got confirmation of that. But I do admit one thing. I do admit that I'm more passionate about, well, let me put it this way. I am getting bored of theism. That's just the truth. But I'm still not bored of talking to people. So if people want to talk to me, they can. But like, I'm going to play a few videos coming up soon, but playing videos of Christians talking or Muslims talking or apologists talking, like, seriously, have you guys had enough of that? I think I'm kind of done, right? But who knows? Maybe there's still some fun to be had. And the thing is, I've always said that this channel's for my own entertainment. And so if I'm not entertained, then why am I doing it? Taylor. I can't believe I'm going to a Taylor Swift concert as a 51-year-old man. I wonder how many other 50-year-old men will be at Taylor Swift's concert. Maybe I'll be the only one or one of the few, and she'll spot me and say, "Come up on stage, Doug, and dance with me." Oh my goodness. Then I'll be on YouTube. I'll be a sensation. Because I was a dancer in my former life. I got all the singles to prove it. Okay, send. There, I paid my debt. Okay, oh, she sent me the, I think, what seats I got. Oh no, she didn't. But I gotta ask. Seat location? Like for $200, you probably got nothing, right? It's probably nosebleed seats for only $200. Okay, that's done. Hey, no politics, Darken. Okay, I want to play. Actually, I had a comment on one of my YouTube videos from this guy here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Bring that over there. So Christians are watching. Actually, hang on a second. Let me do this. His name's veracityhill. What's his name? Jared. So if you're listening, I'm going to promote your channel here out of my own free will. How do you understand God's will in your life? Oh, that's an interesting one. So let me pause it here. Let's see what he says. Because I think this is something Christians struggle with. How do I know what God's will is for my life? This is a defeater, actually. It's sort of like a version of the hiddenness of God, divine hiddenness.
God's will for your life. I used to think that God had some special plan for my life. Did he want me to be a doctor or a lawyer? Did he want me to spend my summer at Christian camp A or B? Indeed, the Bible is full of examples in which God gave people special purposes. But we are very likely not like those people. The Bible memorializes extraordinary circumstances, not ordinary circumstances.
See, this guy is starting to sound a little bit like he's lowering his expectations of God in a way that God really is not involved in this minutia of your life. We shouldn't expect that. He's just on the very special things. I wonder if he's becoming a cessationist too. Like, miracles back then, today, nah.
So that they could make a living, Moses was shepherding, Gideon was farming, and Paul made tents. There is no shame in living an ordinary life. Indeed, in 1 Thessalonians 4, Paul instructs to Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life and to mind your own affairs.
Yeah, I'm not obeying the word, the word of God. Make it your ambition to live a quiet life. Yeah.
And to work with your hands, so that you may walk properly before outsiders.
I like that, work with your hands. I like people who work with their hands because they actually build things, make things. And then there's philosophers who work with their head and they just sit on a couch and talk things into existence.
And be dependent on no one. God's will for our life is no secret. It's right there in the Bible for us to see. Love God and love people. Everything else flows from that. And while you're at it, find some occupation that you enjoy doing and will pay your bills.
Yeah. There's some occupations that can really pay your bills well. Hey, good to see you here, Irresistible Truth. I love sitting around talking about stuff I don't believe in. Hang on. I think Irresistible Truth is trying to hurt me there. He's saying that if maybe I'm not a real atheist? I think that's where he's going with this. Because if I was a real atheist, why would I sit down and talk about things that I don't believe in? Irresistible Grace might have a point. What am I doing? Good night, everyone. Are we done? Come on, Irresistible Truth. You know why I do this, right? You saw the last Thursday video. I do this because I like hurting you and making you doubt and question. In fact, this is for you. It is Irresistible Grace, right? Hang on, where'd your thing go? Irresistible something. Did I get it right? Truth, not grace. Grace, truth. What's the difference, right? Irresistible truth. This is for you. And this is from veracityhill. I don't know what he's going to say. But how do you know you're saved? Let's bring that one up.
How do I know if I'm saved? Superb question from a teenager. Romans 10 gives us Christians assurance of the sufficient condition for salvation. Verses 9 and 10, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead.
Okay, you know this is false, right? Watch this. I confess Jesus Christ is Lord. Okay, but then he said something about the heart, right?
You will be saved. For with the heart one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved.
Yeah, and can one be deceived about their own heart? Think that they're saved and think that they truly believe and yet are mistaken? Something just popped in my head, but then I just realized I might not be able to make this public knowledge. But I can say this. I can say that a fairly, I'd say tier 3 apologist, tier 2, tier 3, like not a Frank Turk. Frank Turk would be tier 1, right? Because he's so amazing. But a tier 3-ish type apologist, an apologist that I've done a video on or two, has come out and said he's left Christianity. He didn't leave theism, but he left Christianity. Now, given that, and I'm playing this video, how do you know you're saved? I bet you 2, 3, 4 years ago, this apologist would have said, I know I'm saved. I know it. I confessed in my heart, blah, blah, blah. And today, he's out. Oh, I just gave you a clue. It's a male. He's out. How do you know Veracity Hill guy? Or no, he's not here, but Irresistible Truth. How do you know you're not just like this guy I'm describing? Where today you confess, you live, fruits, blah, 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 but you do not know the mind of God when it comes to your election. You do not. If you did, I mean, I think you would have to be kind of omniscient like God is. Because you would have to see the future, right? Irresistible says yes. Oh, okay. So Irresistible Truth agrees with me. He agrees that he might be going to hell, right? I think that's what you said yes to. I'm not going to say who it is. You can guess all you want. But I'm going to ask his permission I've tried. And if he gives me the green light, I think everyone here is going to have a nice smile on their face. Oh, okay. I didn't spill the beans. Irresistible Truth did. For the record. Is it public, Irresistible Truth? Why don't you hop on and we can talk about it? Hop on in. Because I don't know if we're supposed to be talking about this. Are we? Is it okay? You're the Christian. You have obedience and truth on your side, not me. So you let me know if this is okay. It is public. So I can say this? Are you sure? Well, I guess it's too late. You spilled the beans. But it was you, Irresistible Truth, not me. Right? So if it's not public, no one blame me. It's not my fault. Yeah, I think Darkin, you have good advice. I would double check. Yes, he announced on Facebook and everyone is talking about it on Twitter. Really? I didn't see anything on Twitter, but then again, I don't follow many people. Let me check. Because I'm leaning like you're right. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything, but it's because my impact on Twitter is pretty low. See, but his Facebook can be just to his friends and not public, right? Irresistible Truth. That's why I'm hesitant. If he would have posted it publicly for everyone, not just his friends, then I would agree with you. So it's at best semi-public, but if it's on Twitter, then I agree with you. Then I can talk freely. But so far, I'm not seeing anything. So anyhow, the room's open. You can come in if you're a theist. Just take it on faith, Doug. Take it on faith that it's public. If it's on Facebook, it's public. Yeah, what are the rules on that though? Like if someone posts, yeah. But for example, if someone who's not a Facebook friend wants to see it, they can't. If they're not a friend. Yeah, Irresistible Truth. If you can give me something on Twitter, like a link that says this is for sure public. Examine Truth says, so anything that can't be measured, we shouldn't believe in it. Is that your position? Yeah, Examine Truth, what he's doing here, Examine Truth is a Christian. What he's doing here is he's trying to say that you're a believer in scientism, which is self-defeating. I got you, right, Examine Truth? That's what you're doing? By the way, I don't say that you can't believe in something that's not repeatable, like the scientific method. I think maybe I even got Irresistible Truth a little scared that he did something wrong. See, Irresistible Truth? You might not be saved. This is what you just did. Shame for shame. Okay, we got someone here. Oh, Flamio. It's been a while. Hey, Flamio, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Doug.
Going with the red hat and the red shirt?
Absolutely.
You're looking sharp.
So I got good news and bad news. I guess the good news is that I finally got banned from our atheism. They hit me for fascist, even though because I said that the Republican Party and Democratic Party pretty much just implemented the same liberal policies.
No politics today, Oflamio. This is
I guess the bad news is I quit all the political parties because I'm tired of them, wasting my time.
okay. Well, that's good. Did you let people know what type of theist you are?
I am a Discordian neo-pagan.
What do you mean by Discordian? That you're not in harmony?
That's an actual religion. Well, I guess maybe it's not an actual religion, but it's close enough for my purpose.
A what religion?
It's close enough to an actual religion.
Oh, an actual. Okay.
Yes, it is. Some say it's a joke, but most religions are jokes. You would think most religions are jokes. So we just say
That's
fine. It's a joke. Mm-hmm.
That's true. But what does the pagan part really mean? The neo-pagan. What does that mean?
The neo-pagan is that I believe in multiple gods, and I define gods as just objects of worship. So like you could say stars, you say idols.
So stars are gods?
Yeah, like you see on TV. Yes.
Oh, those type of stars.
Yes.
Like Taylor Swift is a god. Did you know I just bought some tickets to see Taylor Swift? Did you see that? So I'm actually going to go worship a god there in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, I didn't know you can do that.
It'll be fun.
But here's the thing: atheists don't like when I define God that way because they already have a notion. Because they're trying to wipe it out by definition. They always have this up. We're going to define it out of existence.
Well, it doesn't bother me that much. But the thing is, you and I will probably never really fight about anything. Because in a way, I kind of agree with you. Taylor Swift is kind of like a goddess.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she's pretty good looking, and she has power, and she has influence, and
she can do music.
Yeah. But she cannot light up my water-soaked napkin, though.
Did you ask her?
Well, you make a good point. I've never asked her, but I guess if I go to her concert, I should bring some water and some napkins and say, "Hey, you're so godlike. Light this up."
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Well, with all her pyrotechnics at her show, she might be able to do it.
Yes, probably will.
Anyhow, thanks for hopping on, Flamio. Take care.
See you later.
Bye. I said bye. So did anybody find confirmation that what we're talking about is on Twitter, and so I can go public with it? I mean, public on my channel? Has anybody confirmed? Tag me. Dow Jones down after Russian missile hits Poland. Hey, Digital Gnosis, I know he came late, but this channel, I'm trying to keep it theism only. I know that's not quite politics, but well, it is. And I started a new channel called PineCreek Politics, and maybe after this live stream, I'll go to that one, and then you can talk all you want about politics and current events and stuff like that. If I go live, and if you come on, and or do it in the chat. But I think a lot of people said, hey, Doug, I don't mind you talking about this stuff, but if you do, keep it separate. I think that's a good idea. Keep it separate. Keep your channel focused. And I kind of started out this channel doing mostly theism, so I might as well stay with that focus. So have anybody find out? Darkin, did you find out on Twitter? If I can go public with this? Room's open for theists. Call in. If you have an uncle, a brother-in-law, who's a pastor or a Christian, and you give them a call, say, hey, call in. Doug's waiting. Oh, this is from, oh yeah, look at the mess. You tagged me on Twitter. Okay, thanks. Let me check. Ah, okay. You were right. Irresistible truth. Well, how did I doubt you? Because you got the name Truth in your name. Shame on me. Praying for you, Tyler. I pray this is but for a reason of being forged by fire while navigating the truth of Christ's preeminence over all things. Oh my goodness, that is Calvinist talk if I ever saw it. You're walking the line here between free will and the election. The deeper we get with these theo-philosophical topics, the less wiggle room we find with our commitments, and vitriol from believers doesn't help. So the rumors are true. The Freed Thinker podcast is Tyler Vela. And you might be saying, who is Tyler Vela? Tyler Vela is a Calvinist who is here I'll show you. So the guy in this video left Christianity.
It wasn't just this massless, amorphous kind of general love, but not for anybody specific. No, when Christ died on the cross, he loved me, Tyler Vela.
When Christ died on the cross, he died for me, Tyler Vela. Turns out that was false. Well, maybe false. At least he's claiming it's false, because he's claiming that he doesn't believe in Christianity anymore. So here we have an example of a Christian 2 years ago, check this out, 2 years ago, saying, Jesus died for me. And now he's saying, the rumors are true, I'm no longer a Christian. By the way, Tyler Vela has contacted me in some way, I forget how, and said he really likes this video because it preached the gospel. He liked this. I meant it for evil, but God meant it for good because it preached the gospel.
Right? He died specifically and canceled my record of debt against him. Right? He propitiated God towards me. Right? God is actually propitious. He is satisfied. That's what propitious means. The wrath against the debt has been turned away. Right? On something like Will's view, the wrath has not been turned away. Right? Unless you want to be a universalist, the wrath has not been turned away because people are going to experience wrath in hell.
Why you?
Why me? I have no idea. I agree with Paul. I'm chief of all sinners. If you knew my sinful and depraved and wretched heart, there is no reason why it's me. It is because of God's good and loving kindness, amazing grace that he saved a wretch like me.
Nope.
I have no idea why.
So if Christianity is true, Tyler Vela, you're going to be like this guy right here. This is, if Christianity is true and if ECT is true, you're going to be tried. But for some reason, I think at this point in your life, you're not worried about that one bit. In fact, you probably don't believe any of that's true. So let this be a lesson. Oh, this is so good. Let this be a lesson to all Christians out there who think that they're saved. You could be like Tyler Vela. Irresistible truth. Are you still here? You could be the next Tyler Vela. And my guess is you might say, yeah, you're right. I could be. But, today I'm not. Yeah, isn't that weird? I'm not going to go into any details, even though I kind of know why he left. But you guys can look that up for yourself. Well, all I say is that if it wasn't for me and this video, he would be a Christian today. Like, I single-handedly grabbed him, pulled him down to the depths of hell. It was me. It was me that did it. Doug, you should bait people while simultaneously streaming on TikTok. I can't, Sasha. I've tried. It's not worth the effort and work. TikTok is a horrible platform for doing stuff like that. Unless I go on TikTok and then get them here. Or I use two computers and it's a mess. Yeah. I mean, this is why when people say, well, Christianity gives me peace and contentment. Really? After seeing Tyler Vela leaving Christianity, you ought to be a little nervous that you're next. But then the question comes, well, why is that bad? Why is it bad to leave Christianity? Christians? Because it's true, okay? Why is it bad to leave that truth? Because it is. And then they'll hem and haw for like 5-10 minutes, and then finally they admit, oh, it's because I don't want to burn. Danny records his TikTok live and then uploads them after. Yeah, that's how he does it. But for me to actually go live on TikTok right now so you guys can see it real time, it's possible, but you literally need two computers and maybe two accounts and then restream it. I don't know. It's not worth the effort. Question is, yeah, so the problem is TikTok is smartphone based. If it was desktop based, I think it would be easier. Room's open for theists.
In his letter we call 1 John, John writes, I write these things to you who believe in the name of the Son of God, that you may know that you have eternal life. And back to Romans chapter 8, the Spirit himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God.
Yeah, I wonder if Tyler Vela used to say that. The Spirit of God bears witness to his witness. I bet you he did. I bet you Tyler Vela used to say what you said. Veracityhill.
A huge sign of assurance in our lives is the evidence of virtues from our continued maturity in the Spirit.
Yeah, you don't want to say that to Christians, Veracityhill. Because you, especially, well, Calvinists don't care. But the non-Calvinists, they're going to start to worry. Well, but I did this last week. And you're talking about the best assurance is the virtues in your life? I mean, I'm a wretched person. Irresistible truth is applauding me right now because he knows this is why he's not a, like you, Veracity Hill. This is why he's a Calvinist, because he can sin all he wants. He wouldn't do that purposely, of course, but he doesn't have to worry about this idea of, I know I'm saved because of my virtues and how good I am. The fruit in my life. It's not the fruit of your life that saves you. Actually, it kind of is if you're absolutely perfect, then you don't need to be saved. But that's only Jesus who is, right?
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness,
He's describing me right now.
gentleness, and self-control. Just as Galatians 5 describes those virtues, since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit.
Although I think some people might disagree that he was describing me. I think so. Tyler's been on T-Jump's channel, I think, or at least debated him, I think, once. You know what's interesting is I remember a few months back, maybe a year back, Tyler inviting me on his show to debate something with Rob from Sentinel Apologetics. And I said no. I didn't say anything. I just ignored it. Hang on a second. It's God calling. Three guesses who that was. Trying to sell me solar panels. Man, do you guys get calls like that too? All the time? Okay, I'll mute this now. I had to leave it unmuted for the Taylor Swift tickets. Who was the ex-Christian apologist? Tyler Vela, Luis Pellicer Collado. Did I say your name right? Room's open. Click on the link on the top if you want to come in and if you're a theist. Doesn't matter to me either way. I'll just read the chat. I might go live after this because I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of things I could say about politics, but I create a new channel for that. I could have a lot of fun. Get myself in more trouble. Actually, I never really got in trouble. Not Tyler Durden, Tyler Vela. He basically was a precept. Well, he might disagree with that. I shouldn't say that. He was precept-ish. Or irresistible truth. Was he a precept? Isn't it interesting? Precepts leaving Christianity. So sure of themselves, right? My Mr. Pine, my friend, I can read the Quran for you. Your heart, it will find the truth. Actually, this might be fun. Yeah, come on in, free Abdurrahman. I don't want you to read for, like, we'll just read a little bit. You find what you think is the most truthful. It has to be in English. I don't understand Arabic. Last Thursday was still great. I disagreed with everything you said, but I don't care. Thank you, Rainbow VHS. We can be friends. I don't mind if people disagree with me. As long as they don't become absolute jerks and idiots and pollute my comments with post after post. Like imagine you came into my house and you started calling me a liar, a killer, like right to my face. You came in my house and said those things. Do you think I would say, hey, why don't you sit down, we'll have some coffee? I could do that, but you'd understand if I said, hey, there's the door, see yourself out. Or let me help you. Or my dog. So you got to click on the link, Abdu. Did he really create a new channel? Yes, I did. It is right here. It's it'll probably be for just strong people. If you're weak, then don't go there. How's that for like tempting? Oh, Japheth, that's a super duper arrogant thing to say. Tyler Vela is not able to communicate with God the way I am. I think you meant to say the way I can. Wow, that takes guts. Japheth. That takes guts to say that publicly. Well, but let me tell you this, Japheth. I can communicate with God way better than you. Way better. You know why? Because my boss is Satan. I got a direct line. You got to pray and then hope God's listening or will answer or whatever. I mean, like, I say the word and Satan takes me and we have a face-to-face with Yahweh. And it's not true. The rumors in the Bible about if you look upon the face of Yahweh that you'll burn up or whatever, die, that's not true. That's not true. I've been there. I've seen God's face. He looks exactly like this guy here. Let me see. You know, it's hard to explain because he's sort of like when you touch his face, you kind of your hand disappears. But let's see if I can find a picture of what God looks like. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, that would hurt too many people, and I'm turning over a new leaf. Well, I was gonna. Okay, you want to see what God looks like? There you go. Okay, I showed you, and I know because I've seen him. God looks like Alanis Morissette. Can you imagine if God looked like that? Somehow when people think of Jesus when he was here in the first century, for some reason I don't think they think of Jesus like that. Can you imagine if Jesus actually looked something like that? I'll come to save you of your sins. Come on, Christians. That's funny, right? You got to laugh at that. If you take offense to that, I mean, then what's the hope? Yeah, Mr. Deity does it all the time. I should have shown Mr. Deity's picture. What's his name? Brian? Room's open for theists. Don't be shy. You feel the tug of the Holy Spirit on your heart, right? You feel that tug. I know you do. You're saying, well, I got work to do, or I got to do this. I mean, I could go on, but Doug's probably just going to boot me anyhow or whatever. I know I can hear and see all the excuses you're making in your head. But the truth is, you feel the Holy Spirit tugging you right now. And all you have to do is click one button. Are you going to rebel and disobey against that prompting of the Holy Spirit, or are you going to answer the call? That's up to you. God's given you free will, but don't deny that the Holy Spirit is talking to you right now, saying you need to call in. Now, if you want to not call in and walk in disobedience, that is up to you. You can do that. But please know that when you walk in disobedience and you don't call in, Yahweh's smile turns upside down. I could so easily become a mega church preacher. Hey, a false prophet has just entered our room. Empty tomb. Kenny has made a prophecy months back. It's approaching 4 months ago. That I would have some type of epiphany. Never happened. But we welcome false prophets here. We like the entertainment value. So thank you, Kenny, Empty Tomb, for being here. Do you think I could do the same for Muhammad? Sure. Are you talking about the ugly face thing? All I have to do is do this. That's an actual photograph of Muhammad. Are the Muslims laughing? I can't hear. Taylor Swift will give me an epiphany, yeah. Speaking of Muslim, like, wasn't there a Muslim guy who wanted to come on and read me the Quran? I'm in trouble now. Remember, Doug, you set the date. No, Kenny, don't you back out of your false prophecy. I asked you, I'm paraphrasing, but when you said the soon, that I will have an epiphany of some sort soon. And I asked you, what does soon mean? And you said soon. And I said, well, in my mind, soon means under 3 months. And then I asked you, is that fair? And I can't quite remember, but it really looked like you were nodding your head that that's fair. Soon is usually under 3 months. So I said, okay, I'll give you 3 months. And that 3 months passed. You know, good thing we don't live in Old Testament times, Kenny. Examine truth, yeah. Doug, you Islamophobe. Whenever a word ends with phobe, you can almost bet what type of person you're talking to. Oh, but no, we're going to stick on theism here. Jesus is coming back soon. Yep, soon is 2,000 years for Jesus. So, Kenny, do you expect me to wait 2,000 years more? Hey, Anthony H. Be nice. Kenny doesn't have an empty skull. Well, unless he has one in his basement, but I'm saying his skull's not empty. Doug, is it possible you have thrown out the baby with the bathwater with Christianity? What do you mean, Jace? And welcome here. You look new. You're welcome to come on in and we can talk. Is it possible you have thrown out the baby with the bathwater? Are you asking, is it possible that I've thrown out theism because I threw out Christianity? Is that what you're asking? If your answer is yeah, that's what I'm asking, then I would say, sure, that's possible. But I think the arguments for just deism, general theism, are bad too. It's basically saying things are complex, therefore God, or something can't come from nothing, therefore God, or we need a non-contingent being, therefore God, or we need a first mover, therefore God. Lena, what's this? Throw a casual dog whistles to bigotry and then quickly move on. I am the best dog whistler out there. Proud of it. Oh, you can just feel the emotions bubbling. No politics. Everybody's trying to get me there. I'm just not gonna. After this live stream, we can talk politics on my PineCreek politics channel. Sponsored by the Daily Wire. My first guest will be Ben Shapiro. What? See, you got me talking about politics. PineCreek, imagine how much money you would make if you came out as a believer, take the world by storm. I really don't think people would believe me, even if it happened. Hey, YouTube punk, I blocked you, right? Why do you even want to be here after I'm such a terrible person? Don't get it. You gotta let me go. Forget about me. I'll let you back in about a year. So keep making accounts. I would watch you talk to Ben Shapiro. Yeah, I think talking to Ben Shapiro would be fun. He's a fast talker. He's smart. If we ever got in a fist fight, I think I could take him. So yeah, nothing to lose. He's Jewish, and I love Jews. Oh, did you see this Saturday night? Oh, okay, no, that's too political. Never mind. Theist Thuesday. Call in, theists. A Muslim, I asked you to come on. You didn't. You wanted to read the Quran to me, right? Oh no, Ben Shapiro's smart. That's my bet. I bet you've. Depends what you mean by smart, though, I guess. But I bet you if he took an IQ test and you guys took the same IQ test, he would beat 90% of you. That's my claim. Yeah, it's unfalsifiable, but who cares? Okay, finally a theist. The perfect Dawah. Hey, perfect Dawah.
Hello, hi.
Hi, how are you? It's been a while.
Oh, yeah, very long time. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing better. I've had a few health problems, but I'm okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy that you're fine. Just you ask for Muslims to, read for you Quran. I was thinking if you would like, then I can read for you something from Quran.
Okay, you can read me your favorite passage or whatever.
Yeah, there are a lot of them, of course, but let me. I can read for you.
Oh, before you do though, I got to ask a question. Yeah. I just a few minutes ago, just as a joke, I put up a picture of a very ugly hillbilly and said,
"Okay."
I said, "Here's a photo of Muhammad," because someone dared me to do it. Are you offended by that?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if Islam is going to, die because of that, then it's not a strong religion.
I agree 100%. I agree.
Nothing will happen to Islam. The words are there. So, yeah, I can maybe read for you.
Sure.
Chapter 2, verse 81. truly those who do evil are surrounded by their sins will be the inhabitants of the fire there to remain. Next verse says, as for those who believe and do good deeds, they are the people of paradise. There they will live forever. Next one, remember when we took a pledge from the children of Israel, worship none but God, be kind to parents, relatives, orphans, and the needy, speak good words to all people, keep up the prayer, and you shall spend in charity. Then all but a few of you turned away as you were not interested. Next one, when we took a pledge from you, you shall not shed the blood of one another, and you shall not drive one another out of your homes. You acknowledged and witnessed it. Yet, this is next verse. Yet, here you are killing one another and driving a group of your own people out of their homes, supporting each other against them in sin and aggression. And if they come to you as prisoners, you would ransom them, while their very expulsion was unlawful for you.
Okay.
Do you then believe? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's good enough.
There are a lot of.
So what comes to my mind is like that last part you read doesn't really apply to like 90% of the people, or actually 100% of the people in the United States. There's no prisoners of war in the continental United States or anything like that. So it's kind of irrelevant, but, and it's kind of dated. Usually there's different rules for that. But what was the very first thing you read when you started? It was basically the heaven and hell, right?
Yeah.
So do you believe? Do you believe
there
that
is a punishment for good deeds, bad deeds, and there is a reward for good deeds? That's all.
Okay, but it's eternal, right?
I mean, this is up to God. Okay, this is something that we don't know. How long is that? Okay, some people say that it is as long as you have passed your the judgment, you have done your term, okay, and as long as the hell remains. All right.
What percentage of Muslims?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you sound like the Muslim version of almost like a Christian annihilationist. What would you say? What percentage of Muslims would agree with you on that it could be just a finite punishment, and what percentage of Muslims would say it's an infinite punishment? Do you know?
I say that nobody can say for sure. Okay, how long is that? And so even if somebody
I know.
say that it's forever,
you can't even. I understand. Nobody, because nobody's been dead and came back to life and and has proof of that, or evidence of that. So, but if we were to run a poll in all the world and ask, I don't know, 10,000 Muslims that question, what's your guess on what the answer would be? Is it finite or is it eternal? Would you say it's 50-50, 80-20?
I don't know. Maybe most people don't think about that. And the thing is that for me, I say that I understand that God just wants us to live a good life here, okay, support each other, love one another, okay, and I care about that. If somebody like Adolf Hitler doesn't care, want to kill people, if his punishment is eternal or not, that's not something that I have to reject. All these verses that teaches me to be good person, help others, orphans, and so on, okay, reject all these because Adolf Hitler might stay in hell forever. All right, so I think that there are good teachings in Quran, and we have to follow those good teachings, and that's what God wanted from us.
Is that why you follow those teachings? Because God wants you to?
No, because it is good for me, for everybody. Yeah, it's good for me as well, and for everybody. That, for example, it's hurting me that people are dying around the world. Okay,
You know,
despite I have a good life.
I understand.
Okay?
I understand. But what you just said, I agree 100% with you. You should do these good things because it's good for you and it's good for the people around you. But
Exactly.
you notice that no God is needed for any of that.
No, I believe that, I can give you a reference from the history, okay, that before Jesus come, Romans and Greeks, they were crucifying each other. They were, killing these gladiators in the, the stadium. So Christianity wiped that out, okay, helped them to change. For example, as a Persian, despite Persia was the greatest, empire in those times, a prophet taught them just three, commands: good deeds, good words, and good thoughts. Through that, we never had gladiators and, stadium that people kill each other, and we had even.
But you don't
Cyrus
need a
the
God
Great.
to say that or to make those changes or to help people in that way, right?
Yeah, no, the thing is that we didn't know all these. Okay, if you know these, okay, no, you don't need God. The thing is that we didn't know this. We needed God to teach us. Okay, and this all we have today is because of the religion. For example, when Arab pagans were burying their daughters alive, they needed God to tell them, no, it is wrong, don't do that. Okay, so they needed God at
But how
that
do you know
time.
God had anything to do with that and people just figured it out on their own?
Okay, this is I say this doesn't make sense for me that a charlatan comes and say, put his life in danger and say such a good words, teach people such a good deeds, and all this beautiful religion. Okay, and yet that person is a charlatan and say that all this is from God. Okay,
Yeah, this is the
because
same.
that person is a liar.
Yeah, this is the
Okay,
same thing.
liars usually, yes, liars usually go with the mainstream. Okay,
Yeah, this is the same thing Christians say all the time. Like, why would the apostles, the disciples, make up a lie knowing that they would go to their death? But then I ask questions like, well, don't we have examples of people who truly believe things and die? Like, we don't even know that they actually saw or heard the things that they think they saw or heard. So, yeah, hang on a second. Actually, you can talk.
okay. No, I'm just saying that whether it is from God or, of course, I believe that there are many other, facts that I believe that this, PineCreek, I was an atheist before, okay, myself, all right? But something woke me up, something very, very simple. When I went to India and learned about, Hinduism, and I knew something about Abrahamic religion, just this, that Abrahamic religion believed that there is an end to this world, and they believe in reincarnation. And when you ask them, they say it is forever. Just this one woke me up, that how could people of thousands of years ago knew that there is an end to this world? And there are other things that I found out when I became a Muslim and I learned this.
Hang on.
Yes.
That's not to me, that's very reasonable for human beings thousands of years ago to intuit that the world would come to an end. Because they see plants coming to an end. They see animals come to an end. They see themselves come to the end. So maybe everything will come to an end. Like, that's very reasonable to guess that.
I say that. Yeah, that's not, that wasn't the only thing. That one just woke me up. Okay, that there is a difference between Abrahamic religion, and if these religions are imagination of people, then all religion should be like paganism. And I actually made a movie, okay, about this. I went different countries, USA.
Wait, hang on. You saying that if it was made up, all religions should be like paganism?
Like, yes, I say that I studied this, Mayans religion.
But when you say paganism, what exactly do you mean?
The religions that believe in multiple gods. And
you mean polytheism, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yes, and then
But you're a polytheist too.
In which way?
You believe Satan exists, right?
No, I don't believe that Satan in that way exists.
In what way? As an actual entity?
No, it is not an entity. I believe that Satan is a system. Okay, that
Oh,
is
how about
guiding
angels?
us.
Do you believe angels?
Sorry?
Do you believe angels exist?
Yeah, angels exist. Yeah.
Okay, well, they're a lesser god than God. God.
No, they are not God. They are just creature of God. That they just follow the order of God. They don't have free choice.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes,
But do you then
they don't have
accept?
free choice.
But you accept some of the Old Testament scriptures, right?
Something like what?
Well, like Psalm 82.
I don't know much about that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
All right.
it's not that important. So anyhow, you basically think Islam has to be true because if it wasn't true, it'd be like the other pagan religions.
No, I said that was something that woke me up, and then later I found out that Islam is going to guide us to a world where Satan doesn't exist. Okay, Satan is that system that guide us to all bad deeds. Okay, tobacco companies, they kill 5 million people in the world because of billions of dollars.
Okay, you lost me at tobacco companies. The perfect Dawah. You're basically a pretty much hardcore socialist who use Islam as a way to bolster your political beliefs. And I'm not saying that's bad. Like that, we should maybe not have tobacco companies. Although I do like nicotine. It's the tar thing though is bad. But if people want to smoke themselves to death, like, shouldn't we let them? Perfect Dawah. Here's my advice. If you want to actually have better conversations, you can't. You're a very talkative guy. You gotta try to think 30 seconds in your head and then relax. Because I feel like every time I have to interject in order to get a word. If I just sat quietly, you would talk for hours. I think if I did nothing. Maybe not hours. That seems hyperbole. Just like the deaths in the Old Testament, it's hyperbole. Room's open. I've had a pagan on so far, and a very interesting Muslim. You're welcome to call my channel without being removed. Well, I'm sure I am. Thank you. Hey, you were on for like a good 10 minutes, and maybe more, right? Let's give other people a chance. Any better luck on TikTok, as Oak River? I've almost kind of given up on TikTok, to be honest. Because when I realized that how difficult it is to link YouTube and TikTok, like it's basically impossible. Maybe someday I'll go live on there. But it's just, when a platform is mobile based and you're doing live streams on a mobile based platform, it's horrible. I can understand why it's useful for like what most people use it for, like the short things. TikTok is for theists. I doubt that. Like, are you saying there's a high percentage of theists on TikTok? Yeah, you're right, Otangelo. Oh, I see what you did. Otangelo. That is clever. You guys got to put this into the record here. Oh, and then it moved. There we go. Isn't that cool? Otangelo. Well done. Well done, good and faithful servant. Rooms open for theists. I'll even take pagans. I'll even take the chakra people, whoever they are. The crystal people. Actually, most of them probably call themselves atheists, though, right? Yahweh's texting me all the time. If I do go live on my PineCreek Politics channel, how many? I guess I could run a poll. Rooms open for theists, though. I was thinking of maybe going through the Matt Walsh, Joe Rogan interview. Or I could talk about... I talked to Jay Bundy the other day on his channel. Kenny, the false prophet has arrived.
Hey, Doug, how's it going, my friend?
All right. I won't stone you. Don't worry.
So, so are you pulling an Abraham here and splitting off half the congregation? Half of them are going to Sodom, and half of them are staying here.
Oh no. If I do the politics one, it'll be separate times, separate channel. It'll be right after this.
Ah,
but I'm gonna get the feel for the crowd here and run a poll.
So you think you're gonna pull in a different audience on that one?
Probably not. Probably my guess is it'll be 1/3 of this audience will care.
Really?
Yeah, that's my guess. So for example, right now I got 326 people watching. If I was to end this right now and go live there, I bet you that only 110 will show up, roughly.
So you got yourself in a little political mire here in the last few, huh? Is that because of your conservative stance in the midst of an atheist community, you think?
Well, that's something I would want to talk about on the other channel, but I would say yes. It's because I lean conservative. It's because I hurt people, Kenny. I hurt people like you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Have I ever hurt you?
People that can be hurt. No. You're not capable. Offenses are bound to come, right? We know that. But woe through whom they come, we know that.
What type of things actually hurt you?
And blessed is he whomsoever is not offended.
Like the types of things that hurt me is very defensive of my family, like most men are. And so, well, what sort of things do you think you get defensive or get hurt by?
Well, I don't know that I get hurt by anything, really, to be honest. I can't think of anything. I would say...
Well, you'd be hurt if your wife cheated on you, right?
Well, yeah, of
course.
Like that. Yeah, in that capacity, sure. But as far as what people could say to me, no hurtability there.
Okay.
Because I've already been put through the ringer. No, serious though. On a serious note, I still want to get that book to you. But I don't know how to get it to you. So you're gonna have to tie it to
a raven.
You're gonna have to get me a post office box.
How many?
And I promise I will put no munitions in it whatsoever.
When did your book come out?
What's that?
When did your book come out?
About 2 months ago. About 2 months ago.
And how many copies have you sold?
You got to go in and check into the system to see how many, but I think the last time I checked, about 100 or so.
Okay. How much do you get to keep of that, and how much does whoever else gets to keep?
Well, Amazon gets a pretty good portion of it. We'll put it that way.
Define good
Um,
portion.
Yeah, as far as how it shakes out, I don't even know yet because it's like 90 days before you see anything. So
Oh, okay.
it doesn't really matter in the long run. But no, seriously, I would like to get you a book, and I'll make sure I wrap it in this shirt.
You know I don't read books, right?
Well, you'll read this one.
I will. You were wrong about your prophecy.
No, you'll read this one. I'm sure you will. 'Cause you would read it out of curiosity, if nothing.
I might, if it was in PDF form or whatever. What do you call it? Like
it's on Kindle. You can get it on Kindle.
Okay, my wife has a Kindle. I don't, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then what I would,
Yeah.
you know, what I would do though? I would do Control F. I would do searches and just look for keywords and stuff, and then I would
Right.
find the dirt on you.
Right. Well, good luck.
I'm kidding.
You'd be very bored.
Okay. Wait, you remember I just made a prophecy about how many people would come on my politics channel,
Hmm.
and I said roughly a third would. I just started a poll, and it looks like my prophecy's right.
Well, see, there's another sign of your
I'm a
calling.
better prophet than you are.
Another sign of your calling.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a matter of time.
Anything else you want to talk to about other than
Yeah,
your book?
I wanted to share a parable with you.
Which
You
one?
want to read a parable? You want to read a parable with me? I want your take on it.
Okay, give me chapter and verse.
All right, it's Luke chapter 14.
Oh. The great banquet.
Luke chapter 14, starting at verse 28.
Oh, not the great.
I know you're familiar with this, but most people out there probably aren't.
Oh yeah,
But I
it's
want
not
to
the
get your
great
take. I
banquet.
want to get your take on this little parable.
Okay, hang on. Let me. I'm gonna trigger you a little bit here because I'm gonna choose a version you won't like. The version translation you won't like. What? What?
That's okay.
14 verse what?
28.
If you wanted to build a building, you would first sit down and decide how much it would cost. You must see if you have enough money to finish the job. If you don't do that, you might begin to work, but you would not be able to finish. And if you could not finish, everyone would laugh at you. They would say, "This man began to build, but he was not able to finish." Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, because it's a double parable. It's got 2
okay.
points in it. Yeah.
If a king is going to fight against another king, first he will sit down and plan. If he has only 10,000 men, he will try to decide if he's able to defeat the other king who has 20,000 men. If he thinks he cannot defeat the other king, he will send some men to ask for peace while that king's army is still far away. It is the same for each of you. You must leave everything you have to follow me. If not, you cannot be my follower.
Mm-hmm. So how do you interpret that particular parable?
Well, those who have ears can hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I speak in parables so they will not understand.
Right. We got a code going here.
Yeah. So he's relating planning with salvation.
Mm-hmm. So here's how, and I'm sure you've heard it interpreted this way, which I totally see it a different way. But, most would say, well, if you come into the kingdom of God, you have to make sure that you're going to put it all, you're going to go all in, you're going to give up everything, and you're going to face all the persecution, and you're going to count the cost, so to speak. Right.
Yep.
And so it's always been propagated that way. And, that's the way I believed it for years until I really started to look into it. And really what I see in that parable is more about the relinquishing of ourselves. So, the pressure, that king coming against the other king is typified of life and conviction and the pressures of movement that's put on us in life and the conquest of God for our heart. And so as the pressure gets greater and greater, we can put up the fight, continue to put up the fight, or we can lay down our arms and forsake what we have.
I can see where you're getting that from the second part, like the king part. But,
Yeah.
But how about the building part?
Well, I think it's the same thing. I think that's referring to religion. Like religion builds its way to God, right? Like the Tower of Babel would be a good instance of that. Let's build our steps to God and let's get to God our own way. But when you start building that in your own ideology or your own methodologies of how to reach God without coming through, the method, the way of God through the cross, then you're building this tower, and you realize halfway through it, people are like, that's not going to work. There's no substance to that. You can't even finish it. So what he's saying is you don't have within yourself what it takes to get the job done. So you have to let somebody else build it. And I think the whole parable is talking about, surrendering to God's ways instead of coming through the methodology of religion.
You're saying people don't have it within themselves to actually follow God?
Well, they don't have it within themselves to be in the state of more absolute moral excellence until they are regenerated. And so here's my definition of religion. My own definition of religion is trying to please God when you yet have a heart of disobedience. And so what happens is you hear the demands of God or the law of God, and then you try to become a better person by hearing that and by trying to submit to that. And you just get worse and worse. Like Romans 7 experience begins to unfold. And so then you have to come to the conclusion, wait a minute, I need an infusion of righteousness. I need a new heart. I need a regenerative power. I need something beyond myself. So then you go to Matthew 5, blessed is he that hungers and thirsts for righteousness, for he shall be filled. So that righteousness that comes in is from God himself. And then you become a moral excellent.
Do you think this goes against the Old Testament?
What's that?
Do you think this goes against, your interpretation goes against the Old Testament?
I don't, because if you read the Psalms, you'll find, at least in David's case and some of the other patriarchs, you'll find a heart that understood what God was really after. He was after communion. He was after reciprocating communion between us and him. So I think David saw it, more than probably anybody else in the Old Testament, as far as I'm concerned, as far as what God was really after. That he wasn't after just sacrifices and rituals and ceremonies, but he was after relationship.
Yeah, there's a verse in the Old Testament where it actually says, Yahweh says you can do it. And it's all built up on the thing that you do X, and if it's aligned with my will, I will bless you. You do Y, and if it's against my will, I will curse you.
Right. So I do think that man has always been capable of loving God, and I think that the love has to be
which is the same as obedience, because if you love me, you will keep my commands.
Right. Absolutely. You can't separate the two. I don't believe you can separate the two. I believe they're one and the same.
So it really sounds like in the Old Testament that loving God, obeying God is something that you can do, and if you do it, God will bless you, and if you don't, God will curse you.
Well, you could put it that way, sure.
And a lot of people, Jews especially, Orthodox Jews, will take what you just said about that parable and how you interpret it and say, well, that just demonstrates that what you believe is wrong because the Old Testament says this.
Well, here's what happened. Now, as a result of, and you know the story, I'm just educating anybody who's listening, as the law began to unfold, and just like the Ezekiel prophecy, the water came out of the temple representing the law, got up to the ankles, and man was still, he was doing pretty well. And then it got up to the waist, and he was having a hard time motivating. And then it got up to the chest, and he just had a hard time doing anything. And then it got over his head, and he couldn't even swim across it. So the law just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And man, just got worse and worse because the law within itself could not perform the duty that regeneration could. So man got to a place of absolute, rebellion and absolute godlessness. And Christ comes along when man is sitting in darkness and the great light comes and says, look, here, I'm going to take this law and now I'm going to put it interior. I'm going to put it inside of you. I'm going to give you my very spirit of my dear son. So, the law got really big in humanity and then to the point where no one could answer to it anymore. So that was the remedy of the cross. So I would say yes. It just got bigger and bigger because remember, God used to wink at sin, right? The Bible says he used to wink at it, but then now he commandeth every man everywhere to repent. Why? Because now Christ has been sent and the remedy's been sent, and now the provision is here.
Okay, I'll give you the last word. Have a good day.
All right. Well, I think that's good. I wanted to find out your take on that parable.
Okay, take care. Room's open. Diego. I've talked to Diego before, right?
Because remember, God.
Oh yeah, that Diego.
Hello, Doc. Hi, then.
Good. What's the update?
I can talk now. So.
Oh, okay. You can talk now.
You were talking about politics or something like that. So you were.
Oh yeah. I understand. Yeah, last Thursday was horrible because it wasn't about theism at all. So So for those of you who don't know, Diego, how long ago did you leave Christianity?
Like 1 year ago.
Wow.
I was having doubts like for 3 years. I was
Okay, had doubts for 3 years,
fleeing.
left a year ago, and then your wife is still a very committed Christian. Was it Catholic?
No, evangelical
Christian. And so that caused tension in your marriage. And last time I remember, you had to go to church for 3 hours every Sunday or something.
No, it was not 3 hours.
Not 3 hours.
It was
okay, and
it was
and then
like
but you're no longer together.
Yeah, we are not longer together. We have not been yet in the divorce or something like that. I guess that for some reasons. The Bible says that you cannot get a divorce, something like that. But I don't want to get a divorce, right? But my wife has also not going that road because of the Bible or something like that. She maybe is hoping that I'm coming back to Jesus, something like that. You know how is.
Was it her decision to leave or yours?
It was her decision to leave.
And did she kick you out of your house or?
No, we have another place that we were trying to when we were fine. But for now, she's like living with her parents.
With her parents, okay.
Yes.
So, but why wouldn't she just live with you then? As if she thinks it's a sin to get divorced, is she just planning to live separate lives?
Maybe it's like a wake-up call, something like that, so I can look for Jesus. I can look for the.
Make you miss her enough. I see.
Yeah. So it's kind of a struggle. I mean, also the biggest struggle for me is that she wants to have children. So, but for me that's kind of a no because. There's no way.
Wait. She still wants children even after knowing?
No.
Okay.
I mean, in the past.
Yeah, in the
so
past.
Right now, yeah, that's a big problem. So there's no way I can force me to believe these things. I wish to believe if the evidence is good enough, I will be a believer again. But for now, I don't believe this is true. So I am in between a rock and a hard place, so I don't know what to do. It's like
So if I were to ask her if she was here, and I asked her, why did you leave Diego and live with your parents, what would she say?
I something like the base of marriage is Jesus, is love of Christ. So is like that's the base of our religion, and now I'm not committed. I am not doing my part. That's the arrangement we made before we get married. So now I'm failing that.
But specifically, what part are you failing to do?
be the head of the home, something like that.
Pulling out that King James Bible and reading it. Oh my goodness. So how are you doing? Are you sad or?
No, I'm better. I told you last week that like 3 weeks ago, a friend died. That shocked me a little bit, and that was a bad time. But I am getting over
How long?
that.
How many weeks ago did your wife leave?
Like almost 2 months.
Okay. But yeah, still, it's a bad combination. Your wife leaves and your good friend dies.
Yeah, sure. It's was painful, but as you told me, maybe I was remember the good things that I did for him and he did for me, and that maybe that what I was trying to say is that I was like a kind of I don't know the word if sad or something like regretful because of the things that I didn't do, but it was not for me, but it was because of the religion. There's always always someone else to blame, because you can always see him again in heaven. You can always be a better person next life. So, but if you are an atheist, I mean, I don't know if you have to be an atheist to believe that there's no other life than this. But that in this, if you think that this is the only life, you have to do the things in this life.
Yeah, I agree. Atheists don't have that. We've got to do it in this life, and that's which makes life more precious. And like you said last time, that you wish you could have expressed your gratitude to your friend more, right? Or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now that your friend is gone, you will remember that, and your next friend or your other friends,
yes, exactly,
you can apply that lesson.
Sure, and I think that Christianity is doing a harm in that aspect, because you can have a life that you don't need to worry not so much about that, because there is always the next life. And that was kind of my old way of thinking, because I never thought that this will happen with my friend. So
yeah. Okay, well, all the best to you. Did you want to ask me something, or you just wanted to share?
Yes, I want to ask you, do you think that is conceivable to have children with a believer and a non-believer? Do you have that? That's something that have?
Well, my wife and I, we have 2 kids.
Yeah, sure, but your case is. I wanted to know how that happened.
Well, we had the kids first, and then I left Christianity. So I wouldn't suggest doing it before, but once it's happened, and you can't reverse history, it can definitely work. And in everything about Christianity is not bad. There's some really good parts of Christianity, the community aspect and so forth. And so in a weird way, me being an atheist and my wife being a Christian makes for a really good family.
But she has to be willing to accept that you don't longer believe. That's her concession, not yours. Because
yes, you're right. But when I left Christianity, it was in my mid-30s, or started doubting. So my wife is about the same age as me, and so she's a lot more mature than probably your wife. How old is your wife?
31.
Oh, she's older. Okay, I take that back. I just envisioned you as like 25 and she 22 or something. How old are you?
30.
30. Yeah, you look young for a 30-year-old. But
yeah, many people say that.
But you're right. She has to come to terms with that, and my wife did pretty early, so it wasn't that big of a problem. What you can do is just tell your wife, well, if you want me to come back to Christianity, maybe you should, and only if you want to, like, come back home and be a good example to me. Oh, I'm bad, right?
You make so much fun of that, but it's true. I wish it was so simple now, but
yeah,
it's more than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much. Just one more thing. I think you should. I know you don't really like the cosmic septic, and the other one is like genetic modified.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he made a video that is worth watching about the principal reason that to live Christianity is not the reasons to believe that God exists. It's about community and meaning. So that's exactly what you say.
I've been saying this for years. Yeah. See,
Yes.
those guys, they watch my channel to get content.
Exactly. Okay.
Take
have a
care.
great-
See ya.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
I'll take one more caller, and then I'll take a little break, and then I'll probably switch over to the other channel. Oh, Japheth, you used to be a playboy? So your life used to be great, is what you're saying. I feel for Diego, poor guy, says Mighty Moon Worm. Yeah, my PineCreek Politics channel. Can vegans eat the consecrated Eucharist? Yeah. Yes is the answer. You can be a Roman Catholic vegan because deep down they know it's not really meat. They still know it's carbohydrates. No, my wife is not younger than 31. My wife is my age. Stop, Reverend Taco, stop. Last chance, theists. We had Kenny on. We had Pagan Oflamio on. Who was the middle guy? Oh, Perfect Dawah on. The life of the playboy is one of the best worldly pleasures that you can have. Well, it makes sense, right, Japheth? Like, think about the love and pleasure a woman can give you, like the love of your life. Like in a committed marriage, think about the joy and the bonding and the physical pleasure that your wife can give you. Now just imagine that times 5. And that's the playboy, right? Oh, Kenny's shaking his head. Oh, Doug. The link to the other channel, and I'll be there as soon as I can, is there. Let me get rid of this link. So on that channel, we can talk about whatever you want. But mostly politics. Yeah, I guess I got to be consistent and say no talking God in the PineCreek politics one. Exodus 21 was removed from the Catholic Study Bible? No. That's weird. Christian nationalism is a relevant political topic though, Doug. Oh yeah, that's true. So I guess you're gonna have to mix politics and religion. I understand. Thanks, Grady Toland. I'm doing God's work, he says. But I've also said God's a schmuck, so maybe that isn't a compliment. So we'll see you over at the other channel. Oh, let me link it here. I forgot to do that. Poof. So I'll be going live soon there.